right, give it up for Melanie, everybody.
Hey, how's it going? This is also my first time reading spoken word. I usually sing, and that's a lot less scary for some reason. I wrote this one like 4 years ago. This is the first like long spoken word piece that I ever wrote, and it will be the first one I ever perform.
Yeah. Thank you.
Trying to like wait for my heart to slow down a little bit.
It's all right. Deep breaths.
All right, cool. This is called "I Wrote This for Me, Not You." All right, can you guys hear me from back here? Because I feel awkward from like because when you sing right here. So.
Right.
All right. You always strike first. They're not real blows, but they hurt as though your fist had just collided with the freckles on my cheeks. But they're not real blows because they're innocent and comical. You can't really see them, so the pain they leave behind must not exist, right? And neither do I, apparently, because you do not see me. You see an opportunity for laughter. You don't see me. You see the punchline to your next big joke. The people at our table laugh uncomfortably when it is told at my expense, and you are so proud. But I am not laughing with you. There's this coffee mug that I keep in my locker at work. It has fallen out 4 times, and 4 times it has broken. I would throw it away without a single thought. I lost my spot. Without a single thought, if not for the fact that it meant something to me at one point, and still it means something to me now. I should throw you away like you throw me away every day, but thank God for sentiment, right? I'm nervous.
It's good. Keep going.
I got more.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh my God. You know what they say. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but the words you so carelessly choose will play over and over and over in my mind like the records you gave me, the ones that I shattered one by one, and I hold my head in my hands, and the tears won't stop. It's time to face the music, but I refuse to sing along. I'm smiling because I'm nervous, I'm sorry. I told you I had a breakdown today. A stick frozen in a dressing room, staring at my body in the mirror with absolute disgust, and I was paralyzed. It took me nearly an hour to come back from that crippling feeling, and you tell me in the coldest of tones, you're fine. Not a single trace of sympathy in your voice, and thus I am swept under the rug where you keep my feelings and the emotions you pretend not to have, and you laugh and tell me you'll see me later. And I do not want to see you later. It's purely habitual, this condescending ritual. At this point, the first time was initiation, if you will, as though to say, I was officially yours. There was no going back, and you had me a willing prisoner, hungry for affection, emaciated and cold. I begged you to love me, and you insisted you did. But I was still left collecting the meager scraps of love tossed my way out of obligation, and I devoured them. And thought about nothing else, like an addict waiting for the next fix, such as a single touch to know that my existence meant something to you other than being lips to kiss, business hours between 5 and 7 every other day, by appointment only. Please call ahead. Is this how you treat the woman who loves you? You say, I already kissed you today. It's a true story, guys. And I am bleeding from my mouth with every word after word, hit after hit, and you are only silent when I plead with you to speak words of love, until I am laying beaten and bloodied on the tile of your kitchen floor, and when I beg you to pick me up off the ground, you insist that I am fine. Have you been taking your medication? Are you on your period? You're just emotional. It's all in your head. I let your words sink into the soil of my mind like earthworms. They slither through my mind, but I am not defined defined by the venom you spit through your forked tongue. You will not constrict me.
Come on!
Wrap your fingers around my heart and take your hands off of me. The first time the coffee mug broke, I picked it up and it dug into my flesh. It left a slice in my finger, but I still kept it, thinking I could fix it. I saved every piece down to the tiniest shards, but there are some things you are simply not meant to fix. I thought about you today. I really sat and I thought. As you danced around in my mind, I drove myself so far into the madness that I reached a cliff, ignoring the turn back signs. I closed my eyes and sped over the edge, buying a box of Hot Pockets and eating 5. Staying in bed an hour, an afternoon, a day. And I told myself I was disgusting. It was a great pity party, but eventually I pulled myself from the wreckage, and the next time I drove, I turned down an old side street and I went to the store and wandered the aisles, deciding not to fill the void in my stomach, but to explore the gaping void in my soul, and I bought a notebook. And I bought some pens. And when I got home, I wrote and wrote and wrote until my shoulders ached and my wrist went numb, sentences forming under the string lights my parents hung for me. And I wrote about the life that I had and the love that it lacked. And I wrote about the anger. And the anger consumed me as I filled the pages, and the pages filled as my mind was poured out and my mind emptied as I was filled with this sadness and this relief. And finally I saw the truth. It's time to throw that coffee mug away.